The views, opinions, positions, or strategies expressed on this program do not necessarily reflect those of the staff, management, or advertisers of WLAF.
You've tuned in to Campbell County's premier sports talk show. Jake Miller Sports Talk is on the air from now until 8 p.m. Call into the show by way of 423-562-1450. Jake Miller Sports Talk starts now on WLAF.
And welcome in to another edition of Jake Miller Sports Talk right here on WLAF and all of its platforms. Jake Miller alongside Caden Poston and Matthew Moore going to be coming to you for 2 hours tonight. Got a lot to break down, but of course, we have to start off with the obvious here in the county. Campbell County basketball has a new head coach. His name is Brad Honeycutt. No stranger to the school, of course. He coached the girls' team for 7 years, won 3 district titles, and before that was at Grace Christian Academy. And, you know, when we got to do the interview with him yesterday, which you guys are going to see coming up here in about 18 minutes, I think you're going to learn a lot about him. If you don't know a whole lot about him right now, you will learn about him and, you know, kind of what he wants to bring to the table, you know, how he's going to get the community involved. And really, you know, one of the things that I hit on in that interview, and I can't wait to talk about it, is how he wants to reconnect with former players. Yep. So that's something that, you know, if you've played basketball at Campbell County, that's something you want to pay attention to because, you know, you never know. Maybe I could use your help. But, and Caden, we have a winner also in the bracket. I was going to start the show with that, but of course, you know, we hire a basketball coach. That kind of takes precedent. But we have a winner for the Jake Miller Sports Talk Bracket Challenge of 2026.
Wow.
It is Bowens. I'm going to assume that is Matt Bowens. So, Matt, if you are listening, or if that is your bracket, please send me a message on Facebook, and we will be sure to schedule a time in which you can come in and be a part of the show. You like what I did there?
Yeah, I like that. Hand-eye
Better than this. Talking about that dadgum deer last week. Buddy.
That's what it did.
But also, Caden, you know, something else we're going to hit on the show is Tennessee baseball. Not good.
Well, it's tough right now. You know, I think, you know, I was talking about it today. You know, it's I think it's brand new for Josh Nylander. He's never been a head coach, right? I mean, I think he's learning a lot. You know, but I think it's the best hire we have right now. You know, it's just you had to hire him, but I'm not saying he's on the hot seat. I just think he's learning, and we just got to give him a few years. I think 1 or 2 years.
Well, and two, you know, the one thing that concerned me, of course, you had the debacle at Vanderbilt.
Yep.
And then this past weekend over Easter weekend, we had the debacle against LSU. You know, mainly talking about the Easter Day game on Sunday, in which the game goes into the 11th inning. Keep in mind, this game went into the 11th inning. There were 2 extra innings of baseball played, and Tennessee loses that game 16-6. And then this past Tuesday, we're playing Northern Kentucky. And Northern Kentucky gave them everything that they could and more. Tennessee did not pull away in this game until the 8th inning. And a matter of fact, at one point, the game was tied 6-6. I think it's the 7th inning at this point. And here come the Boo Birds. And it's like, okay. This didn't happen under Tony Vitello.
Yeah.
That was never a thing under Tony Vitello. You never heard the Boo Birds under him. And now if you're Josh Nylander, you have to look at this going into this weekend series against Mississippi State, at Mississippi State.
Yep.
And you got to be thinking, it's like, okay, the goal for this program is to get back to Omaha. Right now, the goal for this team needs to be just to get to Hoover.
Yep.
We're not talking about hosting a regional. We're not talking about getting to the Supers. We're not talking about getting to Omaha. We're talking about getting into our conference tournament. That was a conversation that was had in 2023 as well, because we hadn't really turned the corner, and then we finally turned it around, and ended up being a good year. But you look at everything this baseball team has done, and quite frankly, a lot of people are starting to lose interest. You know, we just built a brand new stadium, and I'll call it like it is, man. Even though I've only been to the midweek games, there are not many people in those seats like there were just 3 years ago.
Well, you know, you just got to really look at it this way. Baseball is a totally different sport than basketball, football. You know, it's just totally different. You know, You just got to look at what Tony Vitello was doing. He's won a national championship, and fans love winning. I mean, that's just point blank to it. But baseball, something could change in one night. That's the going to the Mississippi State series. You're just looking at, we got to get something to change here. So I don't know how the weekend was. I wasn't over there, but I you would think that it would be packed, especially on Sunday after, family going out for Easter and all that after church. But, you just really think about, Josh Elander's thinking about what do I have to do to turn it around? And I think that's the biggest question for him and his staff. What are we doing wrong? What are we? Do we need to switch the lineup? Do we need to change our field? I mean, I think that's the biggest question right now. What adjustments do we have to make? Because there are some adjustments they got to make because we're not winning right now.
You talk about adjustments. One of the things that we're now having to talk about, along with the Lady Vols not having a single player returning on their roster, Rick Barnes only has Dwayne Brown right now. Everybody else is either graduating, going to the NBA, or transferring. And you look at this, and at first, you're very concerned.
Yep.
But when you hear the stories of a particular player who isn't even worth $1 million, probably not even worth $500,000, coming in and saying, hey, I want $1.5 million or I'm out.
Yeah.
Rick Barnes probably looked at him and told him to go ahead and enter the portal. Like, we have what we call in sports a red shirt. Everybody knows what a red shirt is. If you don't, basically, that gives you an extra year of eligibility. You don't play, and it's mainly for guys that aren't necessarily ready to play yet, but they have the potential to be a good player later on down the road.
Yep.
Then we have what we in media have dubbed as a get shirt. Sounds like a couple of people got get shirted.
Well, we know one of those former players went to Michigan today, which is crazy to me. I don't know why he thinks he's going to play a lot up there.
Well, I'm starting to really not like Dusty May.
Yeah, I've never liked the guy. After he insulted Tennessee saying we're a rugby football team, when in reality we just play really good defense, and he was jealous.
And too, just the way he's done it at Michigan. I mean, and there were accusations of tampering even before the national championship game, but now it's even worse.
Yeah.
So, and the bad thing is, like, how do you prove tampering? Well, you have to have multiple parties turning over their phones and seeing records. That's not going to happen. Mm-hmm. That's just not going to happen.
Yep.
But you look at Rick Barnes and you have Dwayne Brown. You have the kid coming in from Belmont. So that's two.
Then Troy Henderson returned. He's come back. I think Troy does a really good sparks. I noticed that at the Vanderbilt game at home when we played him at home, we were getting beat 10, 12 points, and he come in and cut it to a 6-point ball game by himself.
Right.
The Bird kid, he's still staying here, hopefully. But, I mean, really, starter-wise, playing a lot, Dwayne Brown's it.
Dwayne Brown's going to be it. And, one of the things that I would expect out of Rick Barnes this go-around, because you got to think, you made 3 straight Elite Eights. You want to get to the Final Four. You want to get to the national championship.
Yep.
What you're going to have to do, you're going to have to build a roster solely based around shooters. Now, you're still going to play defense because it's Rick Barnes basketball. But Rick Barnes, I think, in this go-round is going to target guys that can shoot.
Yep.
Guys that can go out and get you 15 points a night.
A lot of people, but one thing about Rick Barnes' team this year that I really, really enjoyed, we didn't rely on the three-pointer as much like we have in the past. That was the big thing. We had the post players, JP, Carey, I know they all hit the portal, but, it kind of helped us a lot more this year than normally. Normally we would depend on three-pointers, and when they weren't going in, we lost the game. So that,
right.
But like you said, I think shooters is going to have to be it. You got to in today's game, it's a 3-point basketball game. That's just how it is right now.
Well, and two, the advanced analytics, if you pay attention to Ken Palm or any of that, so if you dive deep into the analytics, the way that it calculates the best way to play the game is to shoot the three. That's why we had this spark of, we're not going to get it inside to the center of the power forward because the power forward's now playing on the wing. And in most cases, your center's playing out on the wing. So now you have just basically 5 out. And you got a roster made up of people that you believe can shoot the three. Because analytically, the best way to play the game And the best chance you give yourself to win is by shooting the three-pointer. Now, there's the caveat to that. If the three is not falling, you can't keep shooting the three. Tennessee has fallen victim to that, and there have been multiple teams, probably every team in the nation in college basketball, professional basketball. It's basically live and die by the three. And you can live by it, and you can win by it.
Yep.
But you can also die a very painful death.
Yeah,
by the
I
three.
mean, there have been multiple times where Tennessee, has lost because they couldn't hit threes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is what it is.
But I think the thing that aggravated me the most about this basketball season, more than anything, was not being able to make free throws. It's the easiest shot in basketball. Everyone's like, well, you got the layup and the dunk. I'm like, no. You're 15 feet away from the basket. There's nobody guarding you. You have 10 seconds to shoot it. You can fit 2 basketballs into the rim at one time. It's the easiest shot in basketball.
Well, I didn't think that there was a team that could shoot worse free throws than Tennessee until I saw Virginia.
That was bad.
It was bad.
That was
But how
awful.
frustrating would that be as a coach that your players just can't hit a free throw?
I mean, I can go back to 6th grade practices, man, and you had to hit 9 out of 10 free throws if you wanted to leave.
Yeah.
Now, eventually, coach would just get mad and tell you to go home, but at the end of the day, that's what you had to do. J.J. Redick, one of the most hated guys in college basketball history, mainly because he went to Duke.
Yeah.
But one of the things he did, he shot, it was something stupid. Like his goal was to shoot 1,000 free throws per day.
I mean, free throws win games.
They do.
It's proven on paper. Free throws win basketball games.
Yeah, and two, just the common sense aspect of it. That's basically like leaving money on the table if you don't make your free throws.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's literally a free shot.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, you have 10 seconds. You can fit 2 basketballs into the rim at the same time. Nobody's guarding you. Easiest shot in basketball. Matthew, let's get you in here. How are you, sir?
Let me just scarf down this slice of cheese, this cheese slice, which is, tell me again what you ordered today from Charlie's.
So we did the same thing we did last week, and that was funny. I actually called down there, and I told them who I was, and they were just like, you. I'm like, yeah, it's me. And apparently someone watching the show, or I guess it saw the video that we posted to Facebook.
Yeah.
And they were trying to describe it, and it took them a minute to figure out what it was. And they said they finally figured it out, and they made it, and it looked just as good as the one we had last week. So,
I mean, there's nothing like Charlie's Pizza.
no, and especially Jake's way, which is buffalo sauce, red pepper flakes, and an extra layer of cheese.
And it's good.
You can't beat that.
You ought to coin that before somebody else tries to take that recipe from you. Jake's Way from Charlie's Pizza. That should be a thing.
You think it should be a thing?
I think it should be a thing, Jake.
We'll call
Also,
Stooks and make that happen.
what I'm really liking today is this slice of cheese, cheese slices. What'd you say that was?
I don't know what is on it. It's like, I don't know, Leanne, the lady that works down there, she's the one that actually told me about it. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, I want to try that. We're going to get that next week. So we got it this week, and
It's really good, guys.
I'm ruined. Like, that's the only cheesesteak I'm ever going to be able to eat now.
Tell you what, if you're ever going to Charlie's Pizza and you're just, I don't know what to get, just tell him, get me whatever Jake got this week for the show, and you're going to be pleased.
I mean, that's
I mean,
actually
look
pretty
at
good
me.
rule.
We got a
my
couple
goodness.
of Facebook comments. Now, they're so lengthy that they won't pop up on our screen.
Oh,
Here you go, Jake.
Sweet.
Oh,
So
wow.
we got some comments coming in. Our friend Shane.
Shane White.
No, Shane Brown.
Oh.
Who I'm still not convinced is actually Shane Brown. I think this is a burner account of somebody's, but anyway, I like his content, so we're going to keep rolling with it. Tennessee would have been better off spending $8 to $10 million to retain Boswell, Evans, Estrella, and either Phillips or Carey. Spend the other 8 to 10 being thrown around for a star point guard and another scorer that would mirror the guy from Belmont. Now, Tennessee and its decision makers, Barnes, Lucas, Campbell, etc., will not overpay. They didn't learn from the Rodney Rice situation last year. I hope I'm wrong. As for Kim, talking about Kim Caldwell, expect to see her dip down to the lower mid-major level and get some great lower-level players. I also expect an easier OOC schedule to rack up more wins. Next year's team should accumulate more wins, but have a lower ceiling due to talent restraints. It will make a difficult decision for Danny Dollars and a group of his lieutenants. Now, he's got some fair points.
He does. But
And Shane, I don't care if your name is actually Shane Brown. I just know that he only has one friend on there, or he did last week at least. So, Shane, you're more than welcome to keep commenting because I really like what you're putting on the screen.
Oh,
for
yeah,
us.
absolutely. 100%.
Call the show.
I like
Even
this
better.
guy. But, you know, I mean, if they don't want to be at Tennessee, see you later. Point blank. I mean,
I don't think. I mean, you can make the argument there's probably some people that don't want to be here that are here right now that are actually producing because we're paying them well enough.
I mean, you know, but you got to think about it. You know, I think Boswell is going to go to North Carolina State with Gainey because he's from North Carolina. You know, I still don't understand the Cade Phillips ones and the JP one. I know the money, whatever. But, I mean, you really got to think about it this way. You know, I was reading something the other day. With them guys leaving, we now have like $15, $17 million in NIL. So it's kind of helping us in a way. You know, I think Barnes just wants somebody that's going to come in and buy in. I mean, you know, it seemed like they kind of just went away.
Yep.
I mean, were they really that committed? I mean, I'm not saying they wasn't. I think they were for 3 years, but it's kind of like, did an agent call them? But hey, listen.
Of course, that's exactly what happened.
And that's a problem in college sports is agents. That's a problem.
Well, and, you know, like we mentioned last week, you know, you've got guys that are calling the shots for these kids that have absolutely no financial background and really no sports background other than the fact that they coach their AAU team.
Yep.
It's like they might have played in high school or they might have played on an AAU team when they were younger. But you got guys that are making decisions for these kids that don't need to be making the decisions for them at all.
No.
And, you know, we'll bring up the Tyon Evans situation again. You know, Tyon Evans played running back at Tennessee in 2021 and was a very good running back for us. Fit very well in the Josh Heupel system, played very well with Hendon Hooker. And you just look at that whole situation, it's like, why are you leaving? And someone had told him that he needs to go to the draft, that he's good enough for the draft. I'm like, no, he's not.
No.
So that's just an example of bad advice.
And two, I think that, you know, these agents are, you know, saying if you go to this school, go to, you know, Michigan, go to Duke. I mean, you know, Duke's a great historic program, but I'm just saying, you know, you think of Tennessee, you know, for a long time it was football, you know, and now we've becoming more of a basketball school too. You know, seeing what Rick Barnes has done here, and we've had, you know, some history of great basketball at Tennessee, but I'm just saying. So it's like they're coming to them saying, you need to go to these programs, go to this program if you want to go in a big draft stock, you know, because they can use that against us sometimes. And then, but I mean, you know, we've got to forget they're still kids. Mm-hmm. They're adults, but they're still learning how to be a man. So it's kind of like, you know, these people are telling them what to do and they're listening to it, and it's a big problem in our sports.
Well, I mean, and, you know, you can make the argument, too, that that's just blatantly false because when you look at somebody like Nate Ament, somebody that's probably going to go number 7 overall in the draft. He's probably going to Utah at the end of the day, and he's going to go out there. He's going to get that rookie contract, and then Rick Barnes is going to be able to look at these people and say, hey, listen, it's like we had a guy named Nate Ament that came through here.
Yeah.
And he is now the number 7 overall pick in the NBA draft.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I know that.
So now you have that.
Oh, yeah. Nate's going to be Nate was amazing as a freshman. I mean, he got better a lot from day one to the Elite Eight, to see how much he just, you know, a dog in him. But you know how people are. They'll just lie to these kids, and, you know, as long as they get their dollar, it don't matter to what they think at the end of the day.
Shout out to John Calipari. Stay with us. When we return, we got to sit down with Coach Brad Honeycutt yesterday. Got to do a little interview with him as long as my phone didn't overheat or die. Matthew, we experienced that a time or two. But we made it happen, and we're going to bring it to you next here on Jake Miller Sports Talk. Stay with us. The show continues right after this.
For more than 5 decades, one name has delivered excellence in paving, Boshears. Boshears Paving. From the perfect finish of your home driveway to commercial parking lots to roads for a new subdivision, Boshears Paving handles all types of paving projects. Boshears Paving protects your investment, enhances curb appeal with expert seal coating and precise professional striping. Unmatched quality, reliability, and service you can trust. No matter your paving needs, Boshears Paving is your solution. Call them today, 423-562-2162.
Hi, this is Kim from Bird Screen Printing. You need custom shirts, signs, or banners? Whether it's for school, business, or special event, we've got you covered. We're local, friendly, and ready to help turn your dreams into a reality. Fast, reliable service from folks you know and trust. Come see us at Burge Screen Printing. Let's get your next project started.
Hey, this is Larry Burge. Stop by and see us today in downtown La Follette at 225 East Central Avenue or call 423-562-3044. 562-3044. Go Cougars!
Back here on Jake Miller Sports Talk, cruising along with you on this Thursday afternoon. Pleased to be joined by the new head coach of your Campbell County Cougar basketball team, Brad Honeycutt. Coach, how are we doing today?
Doing great. Just excited and ready to get going. Finally got in the locker room today and got to look around a little bit. So we're slowly easing into this thing, but we're very excited, doing great.
Absolutely. Coach, take me back to the moment that you got the call. What went through your mind when you were offered the job and everything leading up to it? What was your mindset like?
Well, that's when the haze began, and it hasn't stopped yet. So hopefully things slow down soon. But, my admin was just so professional throughout the entire process. And, when they brought me in, it was one of those deals where they were, bragging on all the other candidates that they had. And I'm sure they had some great candidates. And so I'm thinking, what are they going to say next? But then they, of course, offered me the position, and I was just thrilled. I got a little emotional. I do get emotional sometimes, but I'm just so thankful for the opportunity. And then from that point, of course, I called my wife as soon as I got out of the meeting, which only lasted about 5 minutes, and talked to her, and she was thrilled. And, since then, like I said, it's kind of been a blur, but we're just really excited and can't wait to get started.
So, Coach, what made this opportunity the right one for you at this point in your career? You've been the coach of the girls basketball team before. You've had a heavy involvement in the high school. I mean, even since I was a student, way back when, we're talking about 15 years ago. It's a long time.
Absolutely. I just, things fell into place. I've been out of it now 5 years, and we had a lot of changes in our family. Had young kids, had a new daughter on the way at the time. And it was just getting to be one of those things where it was a strain on my family, given the stage in life that my kids were currently at. And I want this to be a family thing for me. And, of course, my family wants the same thing. And it just got to where it wasn't able to be a family affair. And so it was time to step away for a while. But now 5 years later, my life's changed a lot. My kids are older, more independent. And, when the job did come open, that Ernie Mack and Brandon are two wonderful people. And when the job came open, my wife obviously was like, you need to apply. So I had her blessing, and we kind of just moved from there.
Talking with Coach Brad Honeycutt of the Campbell County Cougar basketball team. Coach, for people who may not know your background, how would you describe your coaching journey up to this point?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I started my first coaching gig was at Grace Christian Academy, which is in Carnes. And I had kind of my lifelong youth coach and mentor, Billy Wilson, was coaching over there at the time. And I was getting into my student teaching and, of course, was wanting to get into coaching. And Billy got me on at Grace Christian Academy. So I was able to help there for 4 years as an assistant coach with the varsity boys team there. And I was under Matt Mercer and coached with some great guys, Chad Turner, Buddy Coomer, BJ Best. Just wonderful human beings, and learned so much. And I'd always kind of been told that, when it was your time to move on and try to be a head coach, you just kind of know. And at that point in time, this would have been back in around 2014. Ryan Browning stepped down, and nobody really expected that. He'd done a great job here, and Ryan stepped down and ended up not coaching baseball or girls basketball anymore. So basketball is basketball, and I wanted to coach. And so I applied for this job up here and was fortunately selected by Sherry Chapman and Jamie Wheeler at the time, and coached girls basketball for 7 years and had some unbelievable talent while I was here coaching. And having talent like that leads to a lot of wins, and those girls won a lot of games. They were a fun group to coach, and I was blessed to be here when I was. I learned so much under them. And of course, my life got, crazier. I had, 3 small kids at home. One of them was a brand newborn baby. And it was time to kind of shift my focus more towards my family. I want this to be a family thing. And it got to the point with us, everybody's different, but it just got to the point with us where it was being a strain a little bit on my wife and my kids. And I knew it was time to step away, knowing that one day I did want to get back into it. And so I took about 5 years off, and Ernie Mac and Brandon, who are 2 wonderful human beings, they stepped away, and Blake Arnold was helping them as well. And when they stepped away, my wife was immediately like, "You got to go for this. We're behind you. We're backing you. Your kids want you to get back into coaching." And everything just kind of fell into place. And fortunately, I was selected. And I grew up here. I'm from here. I'm a lifelong Campbell County, and I did move away for a little while out of state, but I came back, and it's just this job's always been a dream of mine, and I'm just very, very fortunate to even have my name considered, let alone actually be selected to lead this program that's so storied, and we want to get it back to where it was, at one point in time. And when I was here, even though I wasn't one of the best players, I got to play with some really good players, and I got to see just kind of what it takes, and I got to play with the the Travis Thompsons, Nick Goins, Brent Walden, Matt Klein, Josh James, that whole group that went to a sub-state game. So I've seen this program win, and that's obviously our goal, is to get it back to that level. It's not going to happen overnight, but we're just up for the challenge, and we know where it can be.
And Coach, talk to us a little bit about what your vision is like for this basketball team. Talk about like what you plan to influence, what your game style is going to be like. We're going to go up tempo. We're going to press a lot. What's your plan?
Absolutely. We're going to, of course, I've watched these kids play for the last several years. I mean, I don't know them all on a super personal level, but I know them. I know who they are. I've watched them play. And we're just going to kind of go into it and see kind of what, number one, with our coaching staff, what kind of fits our strengths. What are we going to be best able to teach these kids, and of course mix that with the style that we think will give us the best opportunity to win, whatever that might be. I was brought up playing, and maybe because I was so extremely unathletic, but I was brought up playing a more methodical style of play. You had to be fundamental to give yourself a chance, and I think that's a style that could benefit us. But if we get into it and realize, hey, something else is going to work better, whether it be a healthy in between there, or one extreme to the other. I don't really, to be honest, I don't know yet. I want to see what these kids can do under this coaching staff, and that's the strength that we want to go with. And we want to give them. We like to, obviously, like any coach, we like to scout a lot. We don't only focus on ourselves. We do look at what the other team's doing as well. But I think this time around, I learned a lot the last time I coached, and I feel like that I probably didn't ever focus enough on us. So we're going to focus more on what we need to improve on than probably I did last go around. But we've got a good group of kids returning that are just good quality kids that do things right at school and in the community, and we've got a good building block here. So we want to come in, and we want to. Granted, we do know that some things are going to take time, but we want to come in and we want to compete from the start. So we're not gonna, we're not gonna expect things to take time. We're gonna come in and expect to see results next year.
And Coach, we talk about the community aspect. That was something that you had mentioned, I think, in a previous interview with somebody. And of course, we'll get to the keeping the kids in the county in just a second. But Campbell County does have a really good basketball history, and it's one of those things. Kind of, it seems like almost kind of gets put on the back burner a little bit. But when you talk about your playing days, and then we talk about the days of the Matt Housleys, the Paul Provins, a lot of these guys, Brent McNeely, that have come through, guys that could jump out of the gym, shoot the lights out. How do you plan to get those guys to help support the community and get those guys back in and get them in front of Cougar basketball?
Oh, absolutely. When you talk about the older players, I mean, I love that stuff. I'm not only love the history of basketball in general, but especially Campbell County basketball, and I've mentioned these guys a lot. I grew up watching your, Matt Henniger's, Joe Whitehead's, James Boshears, Bubba Miller's. I could go on down the line, Corey Overton's, all those guys. And then, of course, the guys that I played with, I played with Trent Shadown some, and Jody Lane, and just I think that we've got the potential to have that here We just got to get their mindset going in the right direction. But now I do definitely plan on, as soon as the opportunity presents itself and the timing's right, to get some of those guys back in. We've got to recognize some of those older teams and just kind of pull some of that just culture and that feeling and that support from the players that have done it and know how it's done. I definitely plan on having some of those, I hate to call them that, but I'm in the same boat. Some of those older players come in and kind of tell us, hey, Bo Vincent, come in and tell us what you did. What did you do different that you don't see us doing? And I'm not necessarily talking about from an X's and O's standpoint. I'm talking about just from a confidence standpoint, a toughness standpoint, a cultural standpoint, because they did it and they did it the right way. And even back then, nothing was different. We were those teams. I wasn't playing them, but those teams had to go through Oak Ridge. They had to go through Clinton. They had to go through, Central and Powell and all those teams, and they were extremely successful. I know you mentioned some of those guys that were on that 96, 90, 94, 95, 96 back-to-back district championship teams. I mean, that stuff is doable. But one thing that those guys did is they believed. They didn't back down from anybody. They had, I call it kind of a healthy swagger when they walked into a gym. They were very blue collar, and I just think that that's something that we've really got to instill in these kids, and it can work up here. It really can. And I know you said we talk about keeping our kids in a minute, and we will, but that is obviously, we've got the talent here. We just got to maximize it.
Absolutely. Well, let's jump right into it. Keeping the kids here, that's kind of been a problem really over the last few years. And we'd had it before. I can remember some kids, that left and went, either, we'll call it as east or south, and, didn't stay at Campbell County, even though we had some teams during that time that were making deep runs in the district tournament, and even on the football side, you see guys that left, and it's like, well, we were on the come up. It's like, you could have made an impact here. And then you see them go elsewhere, and it's like, and it's just, one of those things, putting it in the heads of these kids and in their minds and in everybody in the community's mind, it can be done at Campbell County High School. I mean, we see success stories all the time, not just from an athletic standpoint, but everybody who's graduated from there. And we see the success stories. We have, guys that work, in major sectors throughout the United States. I mean, heck, Noah Smith, one of WLAF's own, pilot right now. And then we got other guys that have had successful military careers, guys that have worked their way up in major companies. And just tell us, what's going through your mind when you see that, and how are you going to explain to these guys, hey, it can be done here?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, just like you said, and you named some names. If we need to, we'll just name names. Hey, look at what these guys have done. Yeah, some of them done in athletics, but very few of these. I don't know that we've ever had a professional athlete come out of here, but these guys aren't going to make money playing sports, and that's completely okay. But look at all the other things they can do, and you know what? They did that coming through this high school. This is a good place. I'm probably going to say this more often than not, but I'll say it here first. I've been other places. And you know what? They're good too. There's good people at some of these other schools. I'm not knocking that at all, but there's really good people at Campbell County High School, and you can win here. You can. And, several years ago, and when I was coaching girls basketball, we were fortunate. You talked about keeping players and selling that to them. In 7 years, and my goodness, we had some amazing talent. But in 7 years, we didn't lose a single kid. And that's what we want to get back to. And we didn't lose a single kid because this is a good place to be. And then I know, there's other good places, but we believe this is the best place for these kids to be. I heard somebody talking about this the other day, and I'm not saying this just because I'm talking to a media member, but the media presence here is it's unlike any other small town anywhere in the entire state. I have no doubt about that. We have 3 media outlets here that do a great job, and your kid's going to get all kinds of coverage, and WLF's going to, high definition live stream every single game that they possibly can, the vast majority of our games. Where are you going to get that? You're not, and you know what? You may say, well, some others do it, and some other schools do that, but we did it first, And that just shows how we didn't follow suit. We were kind of the trailblazers in promoting our athletes, and it's a good place to be. It's a good school. We've got really good coaches in place right here across all our sports. It's a good culture. You walk these halls, you got good teachers in the classrooms. It's just a good place to be. And I'll say that stuff to my players. I'll say that stuff to my, sixth, seventh, and eighth graders at Jacksboro and La Follette because I believe it. I've been here now, I think 12. This is my 12th year at this school, and I love it. I don't want to go anywhere else. I want to be here. This is a good county to be in.
And Coach, when people look back at you, say we're 3 years down the road from now, what do you want them to think about you and your program? For instance, let's go back to, we'll say February of 1998. There was a guy over at the University of Tennessee named Peyton Manning, who in his last press conference at the university said, I don't want to be remembered as a quarterback. I don't want to be remembered as number 16. I just want to be remembered as a good person who just so happened to play football. What do you want people to say about you years down the road?
Absolutely. I guess, what they say, you've heard the saying, you don't remember a lot about what people say. You remember how you felt around them, though. And I always want them to come back and I even look at some former players that I've had that, when I had them, we butted heads the entire time they were here. I coached them hard. My assistants coached them hard. But right now, when I see them in Walmart or I see them out and about, I'm giving them a hug. We're sharing memories. Everything's great. They talk to me. They're happy to see me, or at least they act like they are. And I think that is because somewhere along the line, myself and my assistants, I feel like we were fair. We were consistent. At the end of the day, these kids knew that we cared about them. We treated them fairly. We were as hard on our best player as we were our seventh or eighth player on our roster, or fifth or sixth JV player, whatever. We were just equal across the board, and I think that down the road, kids appreciate that. And I just hope that down the road they would look back and they would say, "Hey, that staff, they loved me. They truly cared about me." It never was just about basketball with them. And if that's what it's about with any coach, myself included, you're just wasting your time. I mean, because at the end of the day, it's about way more than that. And really, that's just an empty feeling. I've been around coaches, and I know you've probably talked to coaches or seen coaches that win astronomically way more than any other competition, and they're miserable. And that just shows you that it's not all about wins and losses. It's about relationships. It's about the community, and kind of what your outreach is. And I just hope that we've been a blessing. You said 3 years. We've been a blessing on this school, and that we've helped change the culture of this school. And I think that's why sports are so important, because they can add to and make the culture of a school better. And that's just an opportunity that we have, and I hope we take full advantage of that.
And Coach, this is the part of the interview where I actually get to give feedback. This is probably some of the most hard-hitting questions that I ask basically any coach that comes through Campbell County, that comes on my show. So I want you to envision this scenario. So it's Friday night, and you have put in the work. You have done everything that you can do, and you walk through those doors of Charlie's Pizza. What are you ordering?
I'm ordering I'm probably going to take the leftovers home and freeze them. Okay. So I'm probably going to get a large special, but I'm going to knock the mushrooms off and replace the mushrooms with bacon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just
I
one
like
of my
that.
things. And if you see me in person, you can tell that I like pizza. So it's okay. And I like Charlie's Pizza.
Hey, we are one and the same there. And
Hey.
Coach, what is on the playlist right now?
Okay, on the playlist right now. Well, I love my Christian radio. We've always got it on the Ann Wilson Pandora station. But if I'm kicking off the Christian for a few minutes, it's straight 80s ballads. I love my 1980s ballads. Love them. So that's all I'm going to hear. If we ever get free time in my classroom and the kids want to hear music, they have one option, and that's 1980s. That's all they're getting. And that's just what you're going to hear out of me. I love my 80s music.
And Coach, final question. What hobbies do you have outside of sports?
Yeah, well, again, by looking at me, you can simultaneously, or you can tell that I love to eat pizza, but I also love to run. That's kind of me and my wife's thing. We love to go on jogs and run. And again, we're not in shape by any means, but for some reason it makes us feel better about our eating choices, I guess. But we do like to do that. Spend time with my family. I have 3 kids. They're ages 5, 8, and 11. And busy times, but we love it. And I love being a dad. It's a challenge, but it's a lot of fun as well. So yes, that's it.
And, Coach, I'm going to help you out a little bit. So the one way you cancel out the calories from a pizza is you just wash it down with a Diet Coke, and it cancels out all the calories. Coach Honeycutt, thank you so much for your time, man. We'll talk soon.
Hey, thank you, Jake. Keep up the good work, and thank you to WLAF for all that they do. Jim Freeman, Matthew Moore, you, of course, everybody. We appreciate you guys so much, and it means so much to our school.
Thank you so much, Coach. Stay with us. Jake Miller Sports Talk continues right after this.
Hi, this is JPS. We'll walk-in tubs and home improvement. Get you a pen and a piece of paper ready because I'm going to give you a great phone number when I get finished. This is your new handicap tub. This is for people with handicap, in wheelchairs, veterans, everything else. This is your new handicap tub. Just open the door, close it back, set back down in. This is your new walk-in tub. All of these tubs is furnished with Whirlpool, jets, heater, everything in these tubs. Then, of course, you've got the new walk-in shower. Walk-in shower with the fold-down seat. You can add door to it, whatever you would like to have. And, of course, we do a lot of new vinyl replacement windows. If you need windows in your home, give me a courtesy call. Now, the phone number you can call me at is 865-274-9047. Again, very slowly, 865-274-9047. Give me a call. Today, I'll be glad to see you tomorrow. God bless, thanks. You have a great day. Windows, windows, windows. White windows, beige windows, grids, no grids, easy clean, easy fire escape. Windows, windows, windows.
Don't wait and wait for an estimate. Don't wait and wait for your windows to be installed. And above all, don't pay too much for your windows. To guarantee that, call Percy at JPS Walk-In Tubs and Home Improvement today, and he'll see you tomorrow.
Campbell County's premier sports radio and TV talk show is on the air. This is Jake Miller Sports Talk on WLAF.
Back here on Jake Miller Sports Talk. Cruising along with you on a Thursday. Want to give a quick shout out to our friends at Blue Detailing in Jacksboro. And they've hooked you up before.
Oh, yeah, they have.
And I'm almost to a point with my truck where I'm going to take it down to them and let them just have at it.
There's nothing better. My car looked shiny.
Shining.
It's like a brand new car coming out of the dealership.
Looking like Marshawn Lynch, right?
Yes.
Shining.
Shining.
365 days a week. Shining.
Shining.
It's one of my favorite sound bites of all time.
You know what is shining? Brad Honeycutt. That interview was shining.
That interview was shining. Caden, what did you learn during that interview?
I mean, I just learned. I mean, I've known Brad for a long time. You know, he was one of my teachers when I was a senior in high school. Great teacher. Great. I mean, just a great mentor of mine. I love Brad Honeycutt. I go to church with him at Mount Perrin. He's a great. I mean, he's one of the best guys I know. He knows basketball. He's going to do a great job. He's going to be a great mentor for these kids. And if there's a coach, you know, that I would, if I had kids that I want them to play for, it's Brad Honeycutt. He's just going to be, I mean, he's going to do it the right way. And I learned that, you know, I mean, how much he loves Campbell County. I mean, he loves Campbell County. He loves the program. He loves everybody around the program. He loves, I mean, he's just overall, I mean, you know, he's just, I think he's the best choice for the job.
And, you know, one of the things that I learned, not only does he know ball, but he knows food.
Yes, and
well.
that's another thing, Jake, I love. Food.
What's that? Food?
Food.
Water cooler's not for another 15 minutes. We're going to table that conversation until then. But between both of you and myself, can we stop talking about food all the time?
It's Brad Honeycutt's fault. He's bringing about food.
I love food. Anyway, we're going to talk about that in the water cooler. We actually got a few stories during that we're going to bring up, and quite frankly, I'm appalled by a few of them. I say appalled, I'm shocked, and quite frankly, amused at some of the stuff that we found for this week's water cooler. You'll be very proud of me.
Very proud. I'm always proud of you, Jake.
I appreciate that, Caden. jumping back into sports, the purpose of the show, of course, Michigan wins the national title.
Yep.
In which it looked like they were about to run away with it. Like they did against Arizona and against Tennessee.
Yep.
But then you slowly see UConn start to creep their way back into it. And it's like, okay. It's like, Michigan, yeah, you've got the game won, but don't give it away.
But Dan Hurley, he ain't quitting.
He doesn't quit.
No.
That's the one thing about Dan Hurley is he does not quit.
And his players don't quit.
No. But you can say, UConn flat out, they gave Michigan the biggest run for their money out of anybody in this tournament.
It's obvious if there was a team going to beat Michigan, it was going to be UConn.
Yes. I don't think any other team in the country was going to be able to compete with that.
What they did to Arizona, I know I picked Arizona. I just, because I thought Arizona would have a chance because of their height, their size, very good shoot basketball team.
Koa Pete, fantastic player.
Yeah, it was bad. It was real bad.
It was bad. That's about all you can say is it was bad.
Disgusting.
It was very disgusting. Of course, we got the orange and white game coming up.
Oh, yes.
And, we kind of tried to gauge the interest of everybody a little bit last week, and I took it as nobody really cares, and that is okay. That is a valid feeling to have about this game. But I am interested to see how our quarterbacks look.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I know it's an orange and white game, but, we got a lot of questions who's going to be our starting quarterback. Well,
and that's the big thing is you can get a little bit out of that with quarterback play. Being able just to get the ball to the receiver, that's about all you're going to be able to see. But, when I look at this, you're not going to get a lot out of your defensive line, your offensive line, really your linebackers for that matter.
Yeah.
Maybe your secondary, maybe your receivers. But, this is basically a way just to have a spring scrimmage and get some people there that might not have a chance to go and see them during the regular season. Because, Caden, let's call this like it is, it's gotten absolutely outrageous to go watch a football game.
Very expensive. Very, very expensive.
And you already know how I feel about the talent fees. I'm not going to repeat what I said to Matthew, I think it was about a month ago, about talent fees.
Talent fees are not good.
I'm not going to repeat what I said to Matthew. It was very bad and, quite frankly, would get us kicked off the air.
Well, let's not do that, Jake.
Yeah, let's not do that. But one of the things I bring up with that is, if you look at Tennessee football and you look at a regular season game and you realize how much it's going to cost you to go to one of those games and you just look at it and say, yeah, we're not going to be able to do that. This is your chance to get in Neyland. If you got kids, can't take them during the regular season, you can afford to get them in.
And it's free this year.
Is it?
It's free.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, because I noticed that. We were talking about that the other day.
Yeah.
It is free admission.
The day that we start talking about charging for the orange and white game, at that point I've lost all hope. We did. And
$5, right? Something like that?
It was, something stupid. It's like, are we really that down bad? It's like, where's that money going? Because it ain't going to build a roster.
Well, Nico took it and went to UCLA, I guess. But I'm very interested to see who's going to come out first on offense.
Right. And, of course, you have G-Mac. He's been in the system now. George McIntyre in the system now for a year. He's had a year to get it under his belt. Faison Brandon, he's had about 3 months to get it under his belt now. But when you look at the potential, I would say that Faison has more potential out of the two. Now, who's going to have the better ball? We don't know. We can only hear about spring practice and read about spring practice right now. But we're really going to get an idea of what we've got this coming Saturday.
Well, like you said, George McIntyre, G-Mac, he knows the system. He knows what Heupel wants. Mm-hmm. He knows the ins and outs. He's been around it. A lot of players, I think, around him, I think they want him to be the starter. At the end of the day, it is Heupel's decision.
Mm-hmm.
But, it's going to be interesting, like I said, who has the best ball. Not saying Faison has – he has the best potential. He's going to be probably a lot, very athletic, very good football player overall.
Played against some tough competition in high school.
He's a tough dude. He's going to be really good eventually for Tennessee. But do we throw a freshman in? You have the pros and cons of doing that.
Yes.
And you got to look at the pros and cons of that. George McIntyre, I think you let G-Mac have it. And if he does do like a Joe Milton, Joe Milton, I think Joe Milton was a really good quarterback. We know he wasn't Hendon Hooker, but it did take him longer than when he first started to understand the system a lot better.
Wait until I show you his nutrition class video.
You showed me that. I think you told me that.
I did tell you about that, didn't I?
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
I love Joe Milton.
Hey, it's the thing that was created ever. But you look at poor Matthew. Other things that you need to look at with this is the fact that you are taking the biggest risk of your coaching career if you're Josh Heupel right now.
Yep.
And both of these have huge risk. There's not really, a safe play in this situation if you're him. You almost have to go with your gut instinct because you don't have that junior or that senior that you can go to that has the experience, that's played college ball, for the past 4 or 5 years, to go in and say, hey, we need a senior leader. You do this and get us going. You don't have that this year.
Yeah, I mean,
you have the transfer from Colorado, but I mean, he's here as a placeholder.
I mean, he's just they kind of got to fill the roster.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying he might. Who knows? I mean, I pulled some that we probably didn't even know would be really good.
Right.
But it's good to know that we do have him. We knew that Heupel was big on bringing older players, his old players to Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
He did that with what was that quarterback's name?
Gaston Moore.
And too, it's nice to probably see some change that he hit. At least he's trying to hit in the portal. But it's nice to see that he's going after a freshman too that could stay for 4 years.
Right. But at the end of the day, you're the head coach of the University of Tennessee.
Yep.
It is your job to ensure that wins are put on that record and that you get to the college football playoff. Because now that it's been done once, that is a precedent that has been set. You go to the playoffs once, your expectation every year is to make the playoff.
Yep.
Tony Vitello wins a World Series. The expectation is now to get to Omaha. Pat Summitt wins 7 NCAA titles. The goal is to win a national title.
I mean, once you win it.
That's your expectation for life.
It is. I mean, you look at Kentucky basketball, for instance.
Yeah, if they don't make it to the NCAA, or we'll say don't make a Final Four,
they're fired.
Yeah, fans are calling for their head.
I mean, we know Mark Pope next year is on the hot seat.
Oh, he's definitely on the hot seat.
I mean, he's not made it past the Sweet 16.
No. And getting put out by Tennessee does not help his case.
No, not at all.
No. But you look on the other hand, too, and it's like, okay, you do that. You can fire that coach. But then you have to deal with the consequences that come along with it. It's like, are you able to build on what's already there? If you've got something good and you can build on what's already there, great. 2 perfect examples of that. Alabama in 2007. They go out, they hire Nick Saban. Had 1 bad year. And then after that, I don't think he had less than a 10-win season.
No.
Kirby Smart at Georgia. Rough first year. Dominant ever since.
As much as I hate to say it, he's dominant.
And that's going to continue as long as he's there. And he's not leaving.
No, he's not leaving. He's got it made at Georgia.
Well, it's his alma mater. He played there. I'm pretty sure he's from there.
He's all dog.
He's all dog. And now everybody that comes through there is all dog. And he's going to do whatever it takes to win.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and there's one thing he don't want to do is lose to Tennessee.
No, he had the interception against Peyton Manning in the 95 game, I do believe, and Tennessee won that game by 3, and I feel like he's kind of hated Tennessee ever since.
Especially in 2016.
Man.
We
might have to hold on to that one for a while.
Might.
Because this past year was our best chance.
Yeah, and we should have.
Yeah, we should have won that game.
And, with Hendon Hooker, we should have won it, I think. It kind of was a tough situation there.
That was just a bad day.
Just a bad day.
Just couldn't hold on to the ball. Those stupid orange pants.
No, there ain't nothing worse than orange helmets, man.
Orange pants are bad.
Them orange helmets cost us a playoff game.
It wasn't the orange helmets. It was Jeremy Banks that cost us the playoff game.
I know, but
he killed the locker room. And those orange pants didn't help. I hate the orange pants. The orange pants rank up there with that stupid font that we put on every single jersey. And yes, I'm going to harp on that until they're gone. We have to watch Tennessee baseball playing them for the rest of the year in Tennessee softball, and that's why I'm going to be so glad when they're gone. When we return at the top of the hour, it's my favorite segment, the water cooler, brought to us by our friends at Martin and Effler. It's going to be interesting, Caden. I hope you are ready for stories from every single aspect that you can think of, because we have multiple. You even have one.
I do have one.
I think we have a total of 4 or 5 stories that we're going to get to in this water cooler.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be fantastic. Matthew, I cannot wait to hear your opinion on some of the stuff that's about to come through my microphone and your headset, because you're going to give it input too, and I can't wait to hear it.
Hey, one thing. Sorry to cut you off, Jake. I read something the other day that I really want us to talk about when we start talking about Tennessee football again.
Uh-huh.
There's another player that's trying to pull a Boo Carter, and it's a new player from Penn State.
Chaz Coleman.
Yeah. Something to talk about later.
That is something to talk about later, indeed, because this is not good. Not good at all. Stay with us. Jake Miller Sports Talk continues right after this.
Whether you're a contractor or you're just handling a project around the house or farm, CNO Metal Sales has the best prices in the tri-state. Metal roofing custom cuts as well as delivery are available from CNO Metal. Be sure and ask us about our lifetime warranty on metal. Matt Klein can handle your big or small jobs from 1 piece of metal to 100. Select from 22 colors. CNO Metal Sales is right behind O'Reilly's Auto Parts in Middlesboro. Just take a left at the first stoplight and CNL is on the right. See or call Matt at 606-248-5744.
This is Matthew Klein, former Cougar number 42. Come see me at CNL Metal.
Since 1963, CNC Concrete has been serving Campbell County and surrounding areas with the best there is in concrete. The best in rock, the best in rebar, the best in sand, the best in pretty much anything pertaining to concrete. That's CNC Concrete. Bobby Crass is his family's second generation of owning and operating CNC. As Bobby says, we hold your dreams, the concrete to your dream home. CNC Concrete, open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. until the job gets done.
Citizens Bank is a locally owned and operated bank serving communities in East Tennessee. The bank was established in 1934 with 3 guiding principles at its foundation: assurance of safety to depositors, a high standard of service to customers, and a genuine desire to serve the community. These principles are the core factor in the success that has lasted over 85 years and grown Citizens Bank to the renowned financial institution it is today. To learn more about Citizens Bank, visit citizensbank24.com.
Quality and Clayton go hand in hand. That's quality constructed homes from Clayton Homes. The staff at Clayton Homes, located right here at home in Campbell County at Jacksboro, is ready to help you through all the steps of home ownership, from selecting the home that's just right for you to putting the keys in your hand. Since 1956, Clayton Homes has been making dreams come true. See the home folks about your new dream home from Clayton Homes, 110 North Street near Jacksboro Middle School. Call or just come on by.
When it comes to a personal loan, the person you talk to makes a difference. At Community Trust Bank, our loan specialists understand whether you're consolidating debt, covering expenses, making an amazing purchase, or planning that dream vacation. Your reasons are personal. That's why we offer flexible payment options and competitive rates to help make it happen. Community Trust Bank, building communities built on trust. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, this is Chris Malone at Bull's Tire Shop. We invite you to buy the new and used tires and friendly service. We're doing our best to continue the legacy of Doyle's Tire Shop. Come see us on the 4-lane next to Eagle Tire Pro, right between La Follette and Jacksboro. Doyle's Tire Shop. The tradition continues.
E.E. Hill & Son Insurance.
You know, the insurance agency started out as Hill Insurance, and it was started by my grandfather in 1925.
Celebrating 100 years in 2025.
I went into the insurance business with my dad and my Uncle David in '74 after I got out of UT. Then I bought the agency from my dad in '77.
It started as father and son.
Most people think that E.E. Hill & Son is my dad and me, and it's not. It was my granddad and my dad.
And 100 years later,
our agency's been blessed to be in a community that has embraced our agency, and we have had some of the most amazing employees.
Go Cougars!
When you think loans, think green and look for us under the big green sign. First National Bank on the 4-lane La Follette. Our hometown staff welcomes you by today. See Brian. Ask for Carrie. Look for Beth behind the counter. Or see Taylor at the drive-thru. First National Bank Oneida. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender. Your family, your future, your bank. First National Bank. Cougar fans, get your First National Bank orange and blue Cougar debit card.
At Grace Rehab, we have one goal in mind: to improve your quality of life. We provide physical, occupational, and speech therapy for all ages. Grace's therapy and treatment plans are individualized for each patient.
Well, my doctor didn't think I would be to this point at this time, and I wouldn't have been had it not been for the rehab center here at Grace.
Oh, I like all the people that's here, and they've been real nice, and I've had a ton of fun with them.
Grace Rehab, we want to help you feel your best.
Hi, my name is Amanda Pemberton. I'm a lifelong Campbell County native, former Lady Cougar. I'm a personal lines agent here at Gray Insurance. I would love to help you out with all your home, auto, life insurance, and health needs. We're an independent agency, so we can offer you a wide variety of companies. Come see me and I'll be glad to help you with all your insurance needs. Thanks.
I'm Daniel Dagley, and it's that time of year again. Come see us at Gray Insurance for all your health care needs.
If you're looking for quality at bargain prices, look no further than Hammers in Clinton. Family owned and operated, Hammers is there to help you stretch that dollar. Need jeans? Hammers has them. Need boots? Hammers has those. Need something orange for game day? Hammers has that as well. And don't forget to check out their home decor. When you visit Hammers in Clinton, you save money and time with a one-stop shop. And don't forget that RC and moon pie before you leave. Hammers, off the Clinton exit, just past Community Trust Bank. Easy to find, easy to shop.
Need tires and alignment? How about an oil changer, maybe brake work? Whatever your car, truck, or SUV needs, the folks at Hensley Tire and Service are ready to help you. When it comes to your vehicle, come to Hensley's Tire and Service. You'll find us in La Follette, where Indiana meets Beach. For your next set of tires or service needs, call Hensley Tire and Service, 423-563-8473.
Go Cougars!
This is AM 1450 and FM 100.9. WLAF La Follette, the home of American Top 40, the 70s with Casey Kasem.
Back here on Jake Miller Sports Talk, it is time for the water cooler presented by our friends at Martin and Effler. As if you have anything wrong with your AC unit, because right now it's starting to get hot outside, give them a call.
Good.
Make sure that your house is nice and cool for the summer. Call Martin and Effler, and they will get you taken care of. It's time for the water cooler. Guys, Matthew, I need your headset on for this one because you're going to want to comment on every single thing that I'm about to say, and you're about to have the time of your life. Are you ready?
This is going to be awesome.
I'm just trying to read my Radio World magazine in peace, and you're just, okay, what you got?
Well, let me ask y'all this. Have you ever heard of anybody going to jail for fishing?
No.
Oh, yeah, I've seen this. This popped up on my Facebook, and it was like 3 different news stations in a row had this, and they all had a different headline.
Well, besides this, yes. No, well, I mean, no. I mean, besides this is my first time.
Oh, man. We take you to Leesville, Louisiana.
Louisiana.
A Louisiana man is behind bars after committing fraud against a fishing program to get a free replica. Jody Kyle Jean, 40, is accused of catching a fish in Vernon Lake and submitting it to the Toledo Bend Lake Association's Lunker Bass program. The program provides replicas to anglers who catch and release bass in Toledo Bend Lake. Jean allegedly signed official documentation falsely claiming that he caught the fish in Toledo Bend Lake. Louisiana Department of Wildlife and Fisheries agents saw Jean and another man loading a bass boat onto a trailer while patrolling the Hickory Ridge launch on March 15th. Jean allegedly offered to show the agents a 12-pound bass that he caught, saying it was his personal best. He planned to have it mounted. The next day, agents saw a social media post from the Lunker Bass program showing a photo of Jean posing with the same bass, which they recognized by its unique tail markings. According to the Louisiana Department of Wildlife and Fisheries, he was also wearing the same clothes. The Lunker Bass program provides free fiberglass replicas to anglers who catch and release bass weighing at least 10 pounds on Toledo Bend Lake. Anglers must present their fish live at a certified weigh station and sign official documentation verifying the location, date, and time of the catch. The Louisiana Department of Wildlife and Fisheries agents obtained an arrest warrant for forgery and attempted theft. Gene admitted to catching the fish in Vernon Lake and was booked into the Vernon Parish Jail on April Fool's Day. Gene is now in custody in Sabine Parish. Attempted theft carries a fine of up to $1,000 and 6 months in jail, while forgery carries a fine of up to $5,000 and 10 years in jail. The Toledo Bend Lake Association said there may be a possibility moving forward that anyone submitting an entry into the TBLA Lunker program will be subjected to a polygraph if deemed necessary. Guys, 10 years because you lied about where you caught a fish.
That's crazy. That's always, you always get told, always tell the truth.
Caden, 10 years.
What'd they do with the fish?
I guess they released it.
It's kind of like the horse. What'd they do with the fish?
And what'd they do with the fish?
What are you in here for? Well,
I went fishing.
I said I caught a fish on this lake, but it was actually on this lake.
I went to the wrong fishing hole.
And the cops caught me.
So now I'm going to a Louisiana prison. Golly.
What a crime.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, guys. I understand why they're mad. Because if they're giving somebody a free fiberglass replica of what they caught, it's supposed to be in a designated area.
Well, yeah, I mean.
This guy didn't want to pay for a taxidermist is what it is.
Well, he's paying for it now.
People have killed people and got less time.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
He's saying, I'm never fishing again.
Oh, no, this guy's going to fish.
He's going to go to the same
He's
lake.
like a moonshiner, man. He's always going to fish. That's like people say, oh, he's never going to do moonshining again. No, the guy's always going to do moonshining because tax-free money. He's always going to do it.
As soon as this guy gets released from jail, he's going fishing.
This guy is going fishing again.
Hopefully in the right hole this time.
I hope so.
I mean, all you got to do is say where you caught it.
I almost feel bad for the guy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I hate it that he's in jail. I don't want anybody going to jail.
Some people deserve to go to jail.
Well, I mean, everybody does crime. Not everybody, but I mean, like, people do crimes. They got to go to jail. But what I'm saying is, I hate it for the guy.
Oh, man. Meanwhile, let's take a trip out west to Nashville. Because yesterday, there was an explosion reported in East Nashville on Wednesday. This occurred after a man lit a cigarette while using acetone to strip the floor of a building. The Nashville Fire Department said this. A sander was also running nearby, and the man was transported to a hospital with burn injuries. I'm sorry. If someone's smoking a cigarette next to a flammable substance, do we feel one bit bad for them?
That's crazy. That's bad, boys.
Smoking's outdated.
Yes. But anyway, if someone is smoking a cigarette and there is acetone nearby, that's on the person that lit the cigarette. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you just
engulf yourself.
I mean, that's just not smart.
Because it's not the acetone that actually catches fire. It's the fumes that cause it. Well, good job, dude. You burned yourself up.
That's terrible. I feel sorry for the dude.
I don't feel sorry for him at all, Kate. He lit a cigarette next to acetone.
Well, I mean, it's about like the fish.
That guy I do feel bad for. This guy I do not feel bad for. And then we have another one, Caden. You're going to pull yours up next. But first, we're going to talk about something that has happened in which an employer overpaid, and I mean overpaid by a long shot, to one of their employees. We're going to take a trip out to Jonesboro, Arkansas. Is that where Butch Jones is, out at Arkansas State still?
Who is that guy?
Anyway, an Arkansas woman is facing a felony theft charge after police say she refused to return nearly $2,000 that her employer accidentally paid her due to a payroll glitch. Craighead County District Judge David Bowling found probable cause on Monday to charge 50-year-old Renee Nicole Coleman with theft of more than $5,000, but less than $25,000, a Class C felony. The CEO of a Jonesboro business said on August 12, 2025, that her former employee Coleman stole funds from her company, according to an affidavit. The CEO said Coleman was normally paid $16.50 an hour, but on May 15th, she was paid $1,650 per hour for her 12-hour shift due to a payroll system error, so she was overpaid by $19,388. When the error was noticed, Coleman refused to pay the money back. The victim provided financial documents and emails to support her claim. A detective called Coleman, and she agreed to speak to police but failed to show up. A warrant was issued for her arrest. Investigators with Jonesboro Police were notified Monday that Coleman had been arrested on her outstanding warrant. She is currently sitting in jail on a $15,000 cash bond. She's scheduled to be arraigned on May 18th. Do we feel bad for this lady?
I do feel bad because they did overpay her. But I don't feel bad because she didn't pay it back. She should have paid it back.
You know what I think in that situation? The company overpaid her. That's on their accounting department. That's not on her.
I agree. If you're going to get paid that much, that's.
I wonder what she thought when she saw that money go in her account.
There's no telling what was said, what was done, what was bought. Because the reason she didn't give it back is probably she probably couldn't pay it back because she's like, oh, I got this money, I'm going to go spend it.
She probably bought a brand new car the next week.
Oh, you can't afford a brand new car with that anymore.
No, that's
back
true.
in the day you could. But I'll say this: I say that's on the CEO. That's not on her.
Oh yeah,
that's
on
the
they
company.
overpaid her. I mean, it's kind of. How does that happen? How do you have a glitch if you're paying that many people?
That's on your accounting department. It's not a payroll glitch. Somebody in accounting got lazy and missed a decimal point.
Mm-hmm.
They need to get on the Bill Waddell system, which is good old-fashioned pencil and paper. Hard to mess up with that.
It's hard to mess that up. It's hard to mess that up.
Very true.
Because you won't mess that up.
If you mess that up,
Bill don't miss.
No, he is elite at his craft.
Yes,
that's the best way to
Best
describe
in the
him.
business.
And then, Caden, you said you had one for us.
Yes. So I seen this on one of the news stations. Tennessee crews rescue a calf that got stuck in a sinkhole. Newmarket Fire Department crews, Jefferson County deputies were able to pull the calf out of the 8 feet deep hole safely. Jefferson County, Tennessee, Jefferson County first responders were out working till the cows came home early Saturday morning, literally. The Newmarket Fire Department, Jefferson County Sheriff's Department responded to a stuck calf that had misfortune of wandering into a sinkhole on Friend Stations around 7 a.m. 7:30 a.m. Like, how, number one, how did that happen? Like, I mean,
sinkholes happen. There was one actually down by my old neighborhood. Like, there was just a sinkhole that just.
But can you imagine trying to get this calf out of that?
No. First of all, you got to get down in there with it. Then you got to hoist it out of there.
And then you've got a mama who sees her baby. And you might be going like that deer if it kicks you.
Oh, my goodness. And then finally, on the water cooler, we're making a trip back to Tennessee football.
That's great.
We have not heard from this person in a while. The name of Mama Boo 6.
Who was that?
Boo Carter's mother.
Oh. Boo Carter.
Thankful my son is in a better environment with coaches who want to see him win on and off the field, with teammates who work together no matter the tension in the locker room, with a team who understands they got to work together to get where they want to go, with a coach who don't talk bad about kids in public, with a coach who don't hold grudges, with a coach who is a goat. Lastly, with a coach who know how to lead. Spring game Saturday. I'm excited to see my kid and his teammates. Buffalo Nation. I was a buff before Boo was a buff. But y'all knew that. Okay, first of all, highly doubt it. Second of all,
a better program. First of all, your kid didn't show up to practice.
Yeah.
You really want to talk bad about Heupel?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think we had a pretty good family culture going around Tennessee.
To be determined, but to her point, she just likes to get on social media and run her mouth. She just wants to be heard. It's almost as if she wants the attention off of her son and wants all the attention on her.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I see it, at least.
Well, I mean, too, she's talking bad about our program, that we didn't baby her child.
Basically. I mean, that's essentially why Boo left. It wasn't like, because we were going to pay Boo whatever we needed to pay him.
But Heupel gave him chances. Gave him chances.
Multiple chances. And then he just no-shows for, who was it we were playing? It wasn't UAB.
New Mexico State.
It was New Mexico State.
I was reading that today.
Just no-shows for the game. And expects to stay on the team. It's like, no, buddy, like, you're done.
You're not going to play, but we expect you to be on that sideline because you're going to play. He's not even in it there for ball walk.
No.
And that just shows you. And then I seen the interview with his dad today that was, talking about Boo and all this Colorado junk. And I'm like, dude, he made his own decisions. It's on him why he didn't play at Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be blaming Heupel. Don't be blaming Joey Hazel. Don't be blaming Tennessee fans. You blame your boy.
No, because we wanted him here.
I mean, we did everything we could.
We gave him more money than we should have.
We said he could play offense, and the dude still didn't show up.
Yeah. And then come find out there's a reason he wasn't playing offense.
Yep. But
so that's that. I mean, at the end of the day, that's on Boo Carter. That is on Mama Boo 6. That's who that's on.
And Colorado, really? What have they done?
Nothing. They've done nothing.
Deion was going to win it all, and they've not even made it to the playoffs.
No, and they're not going to. But, I know somebody that went to high school with Boo, and this person told me it's like he was the biggest head case. It's like, number one, getting him to come to school was hard enough as it was. And then you had to also take into account he was basically at a different high school every single year while he was in high school.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. That's how it was.
And when we see a media post saying go Crimson Tide or something next year after he gets mad at Deion.
Well, I mean, and that's what's going to happen because that's how everything is with his caretakers, his handlers, as we call them. And that's going to be the downfall of Boo Carter. That's just how it is. That's how it's going to be. Mama Boo is going to be wrong again. That is your water cooler presented by our friends at Martin and Effler. Stay with us. More Jake Miller Sports Talk on the way.
Hi, I'm Macy Wilcox, the owner of La Follette Nutrition, and at La Follette Nutrition, we support the Cougars. Stop by and get a loaded tea and shake or a superfood bowl. And don't forget, we have seasonal menus. We're located at 240 West Central Avenue, Suite 9, across from First Baptist Church.
I'm Bailey Ball. Come see my dad, Billy, at La Follette Mine Supply. Hey, he's my dad too. Come see our dad. For septic tanks, PVC pipe, septic chambers, and rebar. Be sure and ask about our low prices on Tractor Ag Fluid, Def Fluid, and Rotella T4 motor oil. What's that? No kids zone? You can read?
The staff at LUB, La Follette Utilities Board, is there for you. You may be needing new service at your future home. LUB crews bring the experience, know-how, and equipment to put you in service. And when troubles arise, LUB crews are there, no matter the hour or the day, to restore your service. Connect to LUB.org or call 423-562-3316 for assistance on new service, existing service, or to report an outage. Count on LUB to be there.
Since 1917, People's Bank of the South has been providing banking services to our friends and neighbors in Campbell and surrounding counties. Along with traditional services, we offer the latest technology as well, including contactless debit cards, mobile banking, remote deposit, mobile wallets, and more. All this, and we are still here to answer the phone when you call. Stop by and see us today. People's Bank has 3 convenient locations. Our main office is in the heart of La Follette, a second location in Jacksboro near the mall, and our Clinton branch is just off I-75 at exit 122. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
BP is here for you. Rice Oil features BP at Big O's Valley and at Cumberland Crossing BP. BP provides the energy that keeps Campbell County and America moving. Amoco is here for you. Amoco brings you the quality fuel that Americans have been trusting for more than 100 years. Find Amoco at West End Amoco. Save 15 cents a gallon on BP and Amoco every time you use your BP card. Apply today. BP, Amoco, from Rice Oil, La Follette.
This is TCAT Jacksboro President Dr. Debbie Petrie. Our new campus is being constructed, and this is Building A on the right as you enter campus. It'll house administration, student services, classrooms, plus a large meeting room. Building B is at the back of the campus. It is a football field and a half in length, housing welding, power sports, and more. Most of the current TCAT building's original structures will be demolished to make room for the new parking lot. We have a bright future at TCAT.
Get your game plan together and know where to go before an emergency arises. When life trips you up, La Follette Medical Center's FAST ER stands ready to address your health care needs. From treating broken bones to caring for life-threatening conditions, the emergency room at Tenova Healthcare's La Follette Medical Center is the ultimate team player. Learn more at TenovaLaFollette.com.
I'm Doug Boshears, former Cougar, number 15. Go Cougars.
I'm Spencer Boshears, former Cougar, number 11. Go Cougars.
Go Cougars.
At Alco Builders and Realty, we have agents that know the area, that are experts in the local market. It's very important in real estate to have someone on your team that understands the market. Give us a call. We'd love to hear from you.
For more than 5 decades, one name has delivered excellence in paving: Boshears. Boshears Paving. From the perfect finish of your home driveway to commercial parking lots to roads for a new subdivision, Boshears Paving handles all types of paving projects. Boshears Paving protects your investment, enhances curb appeal with expert seal coating and precise professional striping. Unmatched quality, reliability, and service you can trust. No matter your paving needs, Boshears Paving is your solution. Call them today, 423-562-2162.
Hi, this is Kim from Bird Screen Printing. You need custom shirts, signs, or banners? Whether it's for school, business, or special event, we've got you covered. We're local, friendly, and ready to help turn your dreams into a reality. Fast, reliable service from folks you know and trust. Come see us at Bird Screen Printing. Let's get your next project started.
Hey, this is Larry Burge. Stop by and see us today in downtown La Follette at 225 East Central Avenue or call 423-562-3044. 562-3044.
Go Cougars!
Here on the program, Jake Miller Sports Talk, WLAF, Comcast Channel 1089, 100.9 FM, 1450 AM, Roku, YouTube, Facebook. Are we on Twitch? We can be. We'll make that happen next week. Guys, got everything covered as far as the Tennessee front on the baseball side, the basketball side, and the football side. Got everything covered on the Campbell County side. They'll actually be getting in the pads. And they're here in a couple weeks, actually. Starting in May, they'll be going helmets. Then we'll go full pads after that. Excited to see what we're getting out of the Campbell County football program this upcoming season.
Very excited. Very excited to see what we got, man.
And 2, we got some stuff coming up this weekend in East Tennessee. The Knoxville Ice Bears are in the playoffs.
They made it.
They made it.
They made it. That's all that matters. Now you go compete and win it all.
Well, runner-up last year. This year, game 1, first round, goes to the lower-seeded team, which we will play Huntsville. It is free beer night with the purchase of a 24-ounce mason jar. The mason jar, cheaper than the price of one singular beer.
Well, I will not be participating in that.
I know you will not.
But I wish they would have free nachos night.
That's free nachos night. Yeah. You know how big I'd be if they had free nachos?
Dude, I'd go to 3X instead of 2.
Have mercy. Anyway, Knoxville Ice Bears hopefully can pull the same stunt that they did last year. Of course, they went into the playoffs as a 6th seed, ended up making the final round in which they got beaten 2 games. But this go-around, it's kind of hard to gauge hockey. It's very hard to gauge hockey because you can have one team that's on, or you can have a goalie that is having a really good night. All it takes is getting the puck in the net one time.
I mean, you go up 1-0, it's like going up 25 in basketball.
It's like a 10-0 run.
Yeah, I mean,
the momentum is in your favor.
It's kind of like that for soccer too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the unique about them kind of sports, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hockey is very fun to watch.
It is.
I've never been to a game, and I thank you for your invite. I got really busy Saturday, but I thank you very much. That meant a lot to me. Mm-hmm. But I've watched it, and I've watched on YouTube and stuff. Man, it's very interesting.
I've got Matthew hooked on hockey now. As he's sitting over there scarfing down on that heat blanket from Charlie's, Jake's Way.
You know what the coolest thing is Tennessee, Josiah James, he had a Tennessee hockey jersey on one night when he came out of the locker room. You know how cool that was? That was pretty cool.
Cool jersey.
Cool jersey.
Not a fan of Triple J. I'll tell you after the fact. But if you want to go out and you want to have a good time this weekend, that's really a good way to do it. That game is tomorrow night, actually. Civic Coliseum. Puck drops at 7:30.
Be a packed house.
It probably will be for that.
Rocking.
Honestly. Make it as rowdy as you can for game 1.
Playoffs, man.
Playoffs.
Should mean something.
It should mean something. And you know what? I'm excited to see how far the Ice Bears go. Because I don't want my hockey season to end yet. I really enjoy going to the Ice Bears
because
games.
if you think about it, hockey season ends. I know you got baseball, but really what? After baseball, it's boring.
We call it the dog days of sports radio, where there's nothing to talk about for like 2 months.
Just off season.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I cannot stand because my summer should be fun with sports, and I don't have to worry about, anything else. Just sports, and there's no sports to be talked about.
Maybe we should have a college football 26 tournament. We bring the PlayStation. We set up a tournament in here, or
when does the college football drop?
Usually in July.
We should do that.
Host a tournament.
Host a tournament.
Host a tournament. Where can we do this?
This would be the first time that we've ever live streamed or broadcasted somebody playing a game on WLAF.
But it's on Sports Talk, baby.
Yeah, it's just Sports Talk. Anything goes.
Matthew?
Just put that on a T-shirt.
Is that a picture of Big Red, the mascot, on your phone?
Yes. That was supposed to be a surprise.
Why is Big Red on your phone?
Well, I had something to do with it.
It's funny. It's funny.
I was going to talk about, you're talking about the Ice Bears, bringing the energy.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to know a question. And can we get that on screen, Matthew, whenever you get done?
Please
don't.
don't.
Please and thank you. I want to know, how does this fire student sections up?
I don't know. Like Jacob Monday, WLAF zone for Campbell County Baseball.
Yep.
We had this conversation when he was I think he was a 10th grader and I was an 11th grader. So he was a sophomore, I was a junior. We're sitting in business class talking about this mascot. Oh, there's Otto the Orange.
Otto. That does not fire me up.
No. There's the Flying Ochre. There's Big Red.
There he is. If I was a football player, like a visiting team, and I walk in, visiting, when you're visiting, you're supposed to be intimidated. You're supposed to be nervous, shaking out your shoes like most people do when they come to Neyland. But if that guy was Tennessee's mascot and I was a visiting, I think I would just not even warm up.
That just makes me uncomfortable.
That's not even. How does that fire you up? When run out of
It can't. It's a big red blob. They're the Hilltoppers, and their mascot is a big red blob.
Looks like he has a dip in his mouth.
Hey, everybody, welcome to Western Kentucky. I'm going to throw my jaw in and we're going to cheer for them Hilltoppers.
That does not fire me up.
What other mascots are on here?
Yeah. Who's that guy?
It's Louisiana Lafayette. Cayenne. He's a cayenne pepper.
That fires you up.
I mean, that kind of fires you up.
A pepper.
A real cayenne pepper will fire you up.
Yeah, but that does not fire me up.
What is this?
Matthew, get that off the screen. Get it off. Get it off. We apologize for that, folks.
Caden, did you proofread this?
I just sent you the picture of Big Red. I didn't know what the article was. I just wanted you to see Big Red. Because we were talking about firing people up, and that Big Red does not fire people up.
We apologize for that. Anyway, jumping back to other stuff that's happening in East Tennessee this weekend, we have the Food City 500 at Bristol. Have either of you two been to a NASCAR race?
No.
Well, I am going this weekend. We're sitting about 39 rows up from the start-finish line.
Guess who else is going? Zach Lloyd.
Zach's going?
Zach's going. That's what he told me.
Well, I might have a little surprise for Zach.
Wow.
Yeah. Might have a little surprise.
Are they pretty fun, though?
Oh, they are fun. Just bring your earplugs. You can bring your own cooler. So I'm going to be drinking a lot of Diet Cokes that day.
Diet Cokes?
Because it's a long drive from Bristol to Knoxville.
Wow.
And then I got to come back here. That Uber wouldn't be cheap.
No, it would not.
No, it would not. So, of course, Bristol this weekend. And NASCAR is one of those things for me. And I had a NASCAR show for about a year.
Mm-hmm.
I love NASCAR. But it's reached the point where it has completely lost its luster with its original fans. Completely. And, one of the things to take into account here, you go back and you look in the days of your Jeff Gordons, your Jimmy Johnsons, Dale Earnhardt, Dale Jr., you knew the sponsors on the car. Or you might have a favorite driver just based off the sponsor.
Yeah. But now it's...
Yeah. When can a general consumer go out and buy anything from UniFirst?
I don't know.
You can't. You can go to Napa.
Yeah.
Buy auto parts. You can go to Hooters. You can do all that. But some of the sponsors you see, it's like, okay, this does nothing for me. Because back in the day, you had DuPont. You had all these other sponsors. Your Home Depots on the car. Stuff like that.
I mean, can you imagine, being sponsored by, nobody?
There's been a couple cars like that.
You know how embarrassing that would be?
Well, I mean, there's a team, the guy that owns it is actually out of Morristown. His name is Bob Jenkins. He owns 160-some-odd Yum brand restaurants. So your Taco Bells, your KFCs, your Pizza Huts. So anytime, or Long John Silver's. So there was a period of time where it's like Taco Bell was sponsoring the car or Long John Silver's or KFC. It's like, well, this team's getting some funding. No, it was literally him just putting the sponsors on the car because he owned so many franchise locations because he was putting the money into it. But then there was another case of a company. It was called BK Racing. And you think BK, what do you think?
Burger King.
You think Burger King, right? They had a 23 car, and I think they had the number 83 as well. Well, I'm pretty sure they put Burger King on the car, and on the 23 car, they put Dr. Pepper, and it looked like a giant Dr. Pepper, like a can of it. I was like, oh, well, that's cool. They're getting some funding. Dr. Pepper never sponsored them. Burger King never sponsored them.
So they just put it on their car.
They just put it on the car. And everyone's like, oh, they got sponsors. It's like, no, they don't. Yeah.
I want to know what Burger King's reaction was.
They probably was like, okay, well, if they're going to have advertise for free for us, go right ahead. If they get in a big wreck because they got a terrible car, it's fine by me.
That's their fault.
That is their fault.
And Big Reds.
And Big Reds. Big Red's fault. That is your fault, by the way. But anyway, when you look at NASCAR today, Caden, does it excite you as if it would if there was a Jeff Gordon, a Jimmy Johnson, Tony Stewart, Matt Kenseth, one of those coming to Bristol?
I mean, I don't know nothing really much about NASCAR.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been raised around basketball, football, baseball. So it's just kind of one of those things where, but I would like to go. If I had a chance to go, I would go.
You would go to a NASCAR race?
I would, just to see what it was like.
So if I can get us tickets in the future to a NASCAR race, you're going?
I would go.
Okay. Matthew, you're taking Caden. Well, because you're the one with food in your mouth. I don't know why that's the excuse for it, but that's how it's going to be.
It's always food's fault. Fair enough.
When we return, got our final segment of the program. We're going to have our picks by our friends at Slicks at the end of the show. Don't really have much to pick from, but we are going to have a little bit of fun because I have discovered something.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Our friends over at a particular website / app have introduced me to hockey and the odds on that. You don't make a lot of money doing what I do. But you'll make some. And as long as you get just a couple of these right, you'll see it start to grow and grow and grow and grow. You just got to know who to pick, especially with the playoffs coming up for hockey.
That's true.
NHL playoffs start very soon.
And hockey fans are wild. They're fun to watch. They're just
Are
fired
you saying
up.
I'm fun to watch?
I mean,
I would hope
they
I
get
am.
fired up.
I mean, yeah, we do. It's fun. It is fun indeed. Stay with us. Final segment of the program coming up right here on WLAF.
Hi, this is JPS. Walk-in tubs and home improvement. Get you a pen and a piece of paper ready because I'm going to give you a great phone number when I get finished. This is your new handicap tub. This is for people with handicap, in wheelchairs, veterans, everything else. This is your new handicap tub. Just open the door, close it back, set back down in. This is your new walk-in tub. All of these tubs is furnished with Whirlpool, jets, heater, everything in these tubs. Then, of course, you've got the new walk-in shower. Walk-in shower with the fold-down seat. You can add door to it, whatever you would like to have. And, of course, we do a lot of new vinyl replacement windows. If you need windows in your home, give me a courtesy call. Now, the phone number you can call me at is 865-274-9047. Again, very slowly, 865-274-9047. Give me a call. Today, I'll be glad to see you tomorrow. God bless, thanks. You have a great day. Windows, windows, windows. White windows, beige windows, grids, no grids, easy clean, easy fire escape. Windows, windows, windows.
Don't wait and wait for an estimate. Don't wait and wait for your windows to be installed. And above all, don't pay too much for your windows. To guarantee that, call Percy at JPS Walk-In Tubs and Home Improvement today, and he'll see you tomorrow.
Whether you're a contractor or you're just handling a project around the house or farm, C&L Metal Sales has the best prices in the tri-state. Metal roofing custom cuts as well as delivery are available from C&L Metal. Be sure and ask us about our lifetime warranty on metal. Matt Klein can handle your big or small jobs from one piece of metal to 100. Select from 22 colors. C&L Metal Sales is right behind O'Reilly's Auto Parts in Middlesboro. Just take a left at the first stoplight and C&L is on the right. See or call Matt at 606-248-5744.
This is Matthew Klein, former Cougar number 42. Come see me at C&L Metal.
Since 1963, CNC Concrete has been serving Campbell County and surrounding areas with the best there is in concrete. The best in rock, the best in rebar, the best in sand, the best in pretty much anything pertaining to concrete. That's CNC Concrete. Bobby Crass is his family's second generation of owning and operating CNC. As Bobby says, we hold your dreams, the concrete to your dream home. CNC Concrete, open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. until the job gets done.
Citizens Bank is a locally owned and operated bank serving communities in East Tennessee. The bank was established in 1934 with 3 guiding principles at its foundation: assurance of safety to depositors, a high standard of service to customers, and a genuine desire to serve the community. These principles are the core factor in the success that has lasted over 85 years and grown Citizens Bank to the renowned financial institution it is today. To learn more about Citizens Bank, visit citizensbank24.com.
Quality and Clayton go hand in hand. That's quality constructed homes from Clayton Homes. The staff at Clayton Homes, located right here at home in Campbell County at Jacksboro, is ready to help you through all the steps of home ownership, from selecting the home that's just right for you to putting the keys in your hand. Since 1956, Clayton Homes has been making dreams come true. See the home folks about your new dream home from Clayton Homes, 110 North Street near Jacksboro Middle School. Call or just come on by.
When it comes to a personal loan, the person you talk to makes a difference. At Community Trust Bank, our loan specialists understand whether you're consolidating debt, covering expenses, making an amazing purchase, or planning that dream vacation. Your reasons are personal. That's why we offer flexible payment options and competitive rates to help make it happen. Community Trust Bank, building communities built on trust. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, this is Chris Malone at Bull's Tire Shop. We invite you to buy the new and used tires and friendly service. We're doing our best to continue the legacy of Doyle's Tire Shop. Come see us on the 4-lane next to Eagle Tire Pro, right between La Follette and Jacksboro. Doyle's Tire Shop. The tradition continues.
Matthew. Final segment of the program brought to you by our friends at Slick's Barbershop. It is time for our picks by Slick's. Get down there, get yourself a haircut. They do a really good job on mine. They're going to do a really good job on yours, and they're going to do, and they already have done actually, a really good job on yours. It is time to make our picks by our friends at Slick's. So we're going to go 2 hockey, 2 NBA.
Okay.
And then your Masters winner. Up first, we're going to go to the Carolina Hurricanes, Chicago Blackhawks. I want you to pick me an anytime goal scorer. Give me 2 anytime goal scorers here.
Where at?
Right there.
Okay.
You understand what you're looking at?
So
the lowest number means it's most likely to happen.
Okay. Is it this one?
You're going to do Jackson Blake. I'm going to take Connor Bedard. And I'm going to take Taylor Hall. Who else you got?
What's this guy? Right. Logan.
All righty. Because you know what I'm doing? I'm going to place a 10-cent bet. That way I can remember all of our picks for the night. Those are your 2 NHL picks by each of us. Now let's head on over to the NBA. All right. I'm just going to name this off to you. We're going to make this easy.
You got it.
All righty. Jalen Brunson. How many points is he getting tonight? 25 plus, 30 plus, or 20 plus?
35.
You're going to go 35 plus 35. That's at plus 650. I'm going to go Jalen Brunson 20 plus, and I'm going to go Jason Tatum 25 plus.
And here's why. There's no defense in the NBA.
This is true. Your odds just got worse on that, by the way. What do you have Jason Tatum going for?
Man, it really depends on how he's playing. I'll say 25 plus.
25 plus. Okay, so we're one and the same on that one. And then...
Because he just got back, too.
He did just get back. Let's head on over to the Masters. Who do you have winning the Masters. Right now, as it stands, your top 5, as far as odds go, Rory McIlroy,
Okay.
Scotty Scheffler, Xander Schauffele, Sam Burns, and Justin Rose. And then Patrick Reed is right behind him.
Give me Justin Rose.
You're going to go Rose?
Yep.
Matthew, do you have a Masters pick? No. Please say Tiger Woods.
Oh, Tiger.
Oh, man.
He's probably getting chased by his
He's the world's best driver and the world's worst driver at the same time.
I love Tiger.
I do, too. Chief Keef would be proud of him. I'm going to go.
You know who I'm going to go? Titus Lloyd. It's a golfer right there.
Is he now?
Oh, yeah.
Guy can mow a yard.
Titus Lloyd.
He can mow a yard. He done a fantastic job on mine, too. Talk about him here in just a second. Wow. But my pick to win the Masters, sitting at plus 350, I'm going with Scotty Scheffler.
Scotty Scheffler.
Mm-hmm. See, the difference between him and Tiger Woods goes to jail. Tiger's ruined for the whole weekend.
Poor Tiger.
Scotty Scheffler goes to jail. He's going to shoot 8 under for the day just because he's mad because he got arrested for something stupid. The best part about that whole ordeal at Valhalla was the fact that he gets there, getting arrested, gets booked in jail, and they have to go get him in jail just in time for him to make his tee time. And he's doing warm-ups in his holding cell while he's waiting on his ride to pick him up from the jail.
Today's the day, guys.
Well, the thing is, all charges got dropped because he shouldn't have been arrested to begin with.
Yeah.
That was just stupid. So, basically, the judge was like, this is absolutely ridiculous. You shouldn't even be here. And they dropped the charges, as they should have. But that picture will forever live in the minds of golfers. I'd love to have that on a T-shirt.
I love T-shirts.
I know you do.
T-shirts are awesome.
That you do. All righty. So, that is your picks by Slicks. Check them out down in La Follette, down by the old Woodsons, the old Country Western boot store. If you or somebody you know has a gambling problem, call Tennessee Redline, 1-800-889-9789. All right, Posty, we only got a few minutes left here today. Yep. But, tell us what a day in the life of Caden Poston is like.
A day in the life of Caden Poston. Well, let's see here. Well,
scheduled to be at work by 8.
Yep.
So you wake up at about 9:30, get there by 10.
Yep. Eat lunch at 11.
Leave by 12.
And I go home, take a nap. I'm just kidding.
Oh, man. No, I want to know what a day in the life of Caden Poston is like.
Well, really quick, Cougar announcement, track meet at home tomorrow night.
Okay.
So that's going to be really awesome to see. We only get like once a year there at home. So if you're available, go support the track team. Chris Schaus is doing a great job up there.
Mm-hmm.
But day in the life of Caden Poston, well, do you want to know what it was like for the basketball side, or do you want to know like what it is now?
I want to know what it is now.
What it is now. Well, there's really not much since basketball's been over with. Kind of get up, get ready for work, get ready, pick out my outfit for the day, get ready to go. Head to high school, see what's on the agenda for the day.
Oh, hey, Zach and Titus are on my porch.
That's scary. Glad they're not on my porch.
Let me see if I can get to the live feed here. I'm going to tell them to get off my lawn.
But what I was saying, because I'm more important than Zach and Titus.
Get off my lawn, Zach!
He didn't hear me.
Is he wearing a polo and khaki shorts?
No. What is Zach wearing right now? Let's see here. He's wearing orange and silver basketball shorts with a purple shirt and a hat.
That matches. He's a Clemson Tiger.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
But life of Caden Poston is go to work, see what's on the agenda for the day, and then time, and then after work, just see what's going on in the evening time. But tonight was Jake Miller Sports Talk, the best sports talk show across East Tennessee, buddy.
Best show across East
because
Tennessee.
of you.
I appreciate that. And the only show in the county that's going to bring you this coverage weekly, 6 to 8, right here on WLAF, barring a scheduling conflict, and then we'll do it on a Friday or a Monday or, quite frankly, whenever I feel like it. But it's my civic duty to bring this show to these people.
Since we got a few minutes before the show ends, let's talk about Mr. Person that come from Penn State.
Chaz Coleman.
That decided that he's homesick for Mama's cooking.
Sorry, bud. Welcome to the real world.
Where you chose to come to Tennessee and be part of the family, and now you're homesick.
Well, here's the thing, and I understand being homesick. I mean, people go to the military all the time; they get homesick.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that.
But here's the, like he can be in contact with his family every day. When I don't know how it is now. You know, people tell you things and you don't know what's true and what's not. Quite frankly, I don't really care at this point. You know what's going on at Fort Benning, Georgia, or Fort Jackson, South Carolina, Fort Sill, or Fort Leavenworth. Or not Leavenworth, but Leonard Wood. But you know, you have the ability to call home. You make enough in NIL to move your family down here.
But you're not showing up to practice.
That's a problem.
It's a big problem.
And, you know,
Hypo, I believe, will nip it.
Quite frankly, Posty, if we're being completely honest, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of NIL. I'm sick of the transfer portal. I understand that we have to have it now, but
we got to get it fixed. It's got to be fixed. I mean, they slipped it in so fast. There was no rules, no boundaries, no borders. It's just have at it. How much? I mean, everybody's like, follow the rules. Well, what rules are there? There's none.
There's none. And quite frankly, it kind of reminds you of, like, say a small bookstore forms a union and everybody gets to decide what they're paid. And then all of a sudden that bookstore shuts down. Some of you got the reference just then, not everybody. But you've given these kids so much power now because they have a little bit of money.
Yep.
And in some cases, you have some players that are making more than their positions coaches and their coordinators.
It's crazy. We've got to fix a solution for that.
There's not going to be one. You can't put a cap on it now. They've opened Pandora's box. And once Pandora's box is open, it does not shut.
Well, Jake, all I'm going to ask is don't hit the transfer portal.
What do you mean?
Just don't hit the transfer. Everybody's doing it.
Well, I'm not going to hit the transfer portal.
I'm not either, but I'm just saying it's the norm now.
I mean,
hit the portal, buddy.
I'm going to be right here because, quite frankly, this is where I want to be.
This is home, man.
This is. It's where I want to be. It's where I'm going to continue to do my craft that I was blessed with, and we're going to keep it going as long as we can here at WLAF.
It's awesome, man. It's awesome.
Mainly because, here I'm treated with respect. They appreciate me being here. They don't work me like a dog and then not pay me. They don't try to feed me cold nachos.
But you get Charlie's Pizza.
I get Charlie's Pizza here.
There's nothing like Charlie's.
There is nothing like Charlie's. You ever had cold nachos at a game?
Eventually, yeah. Like, it would, start out really hot, and then next thing you know, time you get to your seat, it's kind of cold.
There is I'm telling you, there's nothing worse than biting into cold nacho cheese. It's just, it feels gross. For whatever reason, it tastes gross. It's just all around bad. It's like the concessions at Lady Vols games right now. Soda's flat.
Well, they got a lot more to worry about.
They got a
soda.
lot. Well, I mean, here's the thing: you got to at least make the fans get to the games. I mean, I know they're solely focused on Diet Coke over there right now, but that's the.
I'm just glad they got one player on the roster right now.
They got one.
It's a big process.
The Pretzels, Matthew, they're hard as a rock. They'll break your dentures.
Wow.
Yeah. Not a fan of the Lady Vols basketball program right now. Quite frankly, I think Caldwell has one more year to get it right or she's gone. If we have another implosion this next year, she is done. And quite frankly, I don't know how this football season is going to go, and we're going to be talking a lot more about that in the coming weeks. Cougar baseball got an event coming up this weekend as well. Do we not?
Or are they off and then they play next week?
Actually, no, it is next week.
It is. I think it's Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday.
What a week.
It's going to be a busy week for Coach Adam Ellison, but hey, they're doing great.
They are.
Hey,
go get you one, Coach. Go get you one.
Go get you one. Hey, another thing is, tennis is doing really well right now. They are doing,
yeah, that's my program.
That's awesome, man. And they got a chance to go to the district championship. I was talking with their coach today. They're doing some great things. Soccer's doing really well. They I'm seeing a lot of improvements in boys soccer and girls soccer. They had really good years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's slowly processing, but great things are happening. Great things are happening at Campbell County High School.
We'll take it. You think I can still go out there and swing a racket?
I think you got it.
You think I got it?
But you might get a cramp.
Go find their number 1 seed. I need you to find out who the number 1 seed is, and you are going to arrange a tennis match.
Me and you versus them.
No. No. I don't play doubles. I play singles. I was not a doubles player. At least I wasn't a good doubles player, I'll say that. Because anytime I'd mess up, my bad. Other person messes up, I'm not going to repeat what I said to them. But that's that, and that is it for us. Thank you, Caden. Thank you, Matthew.
Been fun, man.
Something else coming up next here on WLAF. Tune in next week for Jake Miller Sports Talk right here on WLAF.